and welcome to this very special edition of Pepito Live Costa Rica. Today is August 22nd, 2021. The objective of this show today is to provide you with updated and current information on what exactly are the entry requirements to visit this marvelous country. So amigos, if information has been updated since the publication of this video, over my finger I will be posting a renewed link so you could get the latest information. If by all means there is no link over my finger, please continue watching the show. We know information has been changing very rapidly and often in terms of what some of the requirements are. Today, we will be going over this information for you. We will be providing you information on what are not some of the requirements, what are some of the requirements if you have been vaccinated, what are the requirements if you haven't been vaccinated, and then we will demonstrate how to fill in the health pass. Welcome to the show. So just like in normal times, regardless of the COVID pandemic or not, there are some very specific entry requirements to visit Costa Rica. First of all, amigos, you need to be able to demonstrate to the government of Costa Rica upon entering the country that you do have an exit ticket and have the intention of leaving the country within the next 90 days. So you will need to provide the authorities at immigration either a bus ticket or an airline ticket proving that you will be leaving the country. Also, during the context of this pandemic, you will need to attest that you have currently no symptoms related to COVID-19. Now, a lot of people are asking me, Pepito, do I need to have a COVID test to enter Costa Rica? And amigos, the answer to that question is simply no. And the other question many people are asking me is, Pepito, do we need to quarantine if we are coming to Costa Rica to visit? And once again, no. Enjoy your holiday and start right now. So now let's look at what are some of the requirements to enter Costa Rica during the current context of this pandemic. The government of Costa Rica has identified two groups. Basically, those who have received the vaccine and also those who have not yet received the vaccine. Now, some people are asking, are children affected by these policies and these requirements? The answer is visitors under the age of 18 are not required to have COVID insurance or a certificate of vaccination upon entering Costa Rica. Now, for quite some time, everyone entering Costa Rica was required to provide COVID medical insurance. That situation now has changed. People entering Costa Rica who have been vaccinated now do not need to provide proof of insurance. Very important to mention that the last dose of the vaccine must have been applied at least 14 days before arriving in Costa Rica. Also, friends, if you have not been vaccinated, have only received one dose, or the last dose has not been applied 14 days prior to your arrival to Costa Rica, mandatory COVID insurance is in place. Very important to mention, amigos, if you are entering Costa Rica with a COVID-19 insurance, you need to make sure that your insurance plan covers the totality of the period you will be staying in Costa Rica. So now, for those people who are entering Costa Rica without a vaccine, it's very important to mention that mandatory COVID-19 health insurance is in place. The COVID insurance must be valid for your entire stay of your visit in Costa Rica. You need to make sure that this health insurance covers the entire time of your stay in Costa Rica. So the non-vaccinated travelers to Costa Rica will need to provide proof of insurance of $50,000 US for health coverage and also $2,000 US for housing in case of COVID-19. If you own a house in Costa Rica, you could provide the authorities with proof of ownership here in Costa Rica. Or if you have a friend who can offer you accommodation in case you need to quarantine because of COVID, you can provide an invitation letter with a copy of their ID, so can be waived the $2,000 US accommodation policy on your insurance. Regarding the policy, you can choose any international insurance company that meets the following requirement. Number 1, valid during the entire stay of your vacation to Costa Rica. $50,000 for medical expense, including COVID-19 disease. $2,000 for lodging expenses in case of COVID-19 quarantine. Make sure to ask your insurance company to provide you with a certificate letter in English or Spanish. Okay, that's pretty much it in terms of the entry requirements to visit Costa Rica. Now, let's talk a little bit about the famous Pase de Salud, or what we call in English, the Health Pass. This is a mandatory online form that needs to be filled in by absolutely everyone. So again, the link to this page, very simple, salud.go.cr, or simply Google Costa Rica Health Pass. Now let's head directly to the Ministerio de Salud Health Pass. Once you arrive in the website, this is what you will see. First of all, amigos, I want to point out that when you first arrive in the website, you will notice that this website is, of course, in Spanish. But if you look at the right upper section of the page, you will see a choice of language, either Espanol or English. So click English, and there you have the English version of the web page. Now, amigos, scroll right down the page. You will see the last portion of the page, 2 sections. The first section, fill form. The second section is called Edit an Existing Pass. So, if at any time you need to go back and edit your current information because maybe your flight plan has changed, you could simply go back to the website, edit an existing pass. But for the time being, let's click on Fill Form and see what needs to be done. What are the different steps to be taken to fill up this form? Here we are at step number 1, legal terms and trip information. Here you will see quite a bit of information about the medical insurance coverage requirements, including the places recommended by the government of Costa Rica where you could buy COVID insurance, Grupo INS, Sagicor, and Blue Cross. Now, amigos, this is bringing in a little bit of confusion. So if you have received your COVID vaccine, simply ignore this section and go right down the page. Once you arrive down the page, you will see a section here. I have read and understand the information and accept these terms. Very important, amigos, to click the little box. Second section, indicate if you're traveling as an accredited diplomat in Costa Rica. The answer most likely will be no. Next, trip information. We will be asking you what is your mode of transportation. click, most likely, by air. The form will ask you information on your airline. So let's say, for example, I'm traveling on American airline. Number of flight to Costa Rica. American airline, flight number 1458. Next step, which airport will be you landing at? San Jose, Liberia, or Pavas? So I will be landing in Liberia, Guanacaste. The date of my arrival. This is very important, amigos, because remember that the Pase de Salud needs to be filled in within the last 48 hours before the departure of the flight. So if you're trying to fill in this form 4 days before, the page will indicate that the current field is not applicable to you. So let's say today we are the 22nd of August. Let's say, for example, I am traveling on August 24th. Next. So what now appears is a page indicating the information that I have so far provided. Step number 2, register your personal information. Scroll down. Nationality, Canadian. Passport number, I will invent one for the purpose of this exercise. And my given name, Pepito. My surname, Costa Rica. Sex, date of birth, the 10th of February, 1980. Next information required, email, Pepito live Costa Rica @gmail.com. And now, telephone number, profession, YouTuber. Next step, legal residence in Costa Rica. Indicate if you are a legal resident in Costa Rica. I am a legal resident of Costa Rica, but for the purpose of the exercise, I will choose no. Country of residence, Canada. Indicate if you have any family ties in Costa Rica. Most likely, it will be no. And now the last section here. I will complete the following form for a minor or a person in my care. So if you are traveling with children, you need to proceed with this next step. If not, do not click, simply go to next. Now, step number 3, enter trip information. We could review here the mode of transportation, the airline, the flight number, the airport. Now, if you do have it, please provide your seat number, L23. The purpose of the trip, tourism. Country of origin, Canada. Date of departure will be the 24th of August 2021. And the date of arrival will be 24th of August. Countries visited in the last 14 days, Canada. Name of the companion traveling with you. Now there is a note appearing saying the field above does not exempt any companion from filling out the form. All companions must fill out the healthpass form without exemption. And now information regarding your lodging option. In my case, Las Palmas, Playa del Coco. And now simply click next. Step number 4, health information and insurance information. Scroll down, COVID-19 symptoms. Indicate if you have any of the following symptoms: fever, cough, difficulty breathing, none of the above. Please indicate if you have been in any of these situations. Close contact with a patient diagnosed with COVID-19? No. Remain as a patient in the health center in the last 14 days in which people have been diagnosed with COVID-19? No. Now the next section is very important. So far, all of the information provided in the form is exactly the same for people who have received the vaccine or people who have not received the vaccine. So now this is where we are providing different types of information. So the people who have received the vaccine will click in or fill in or complete this section, and the people who have not received the vaccine will need to provide all the travel insurance information in this lower section. Let's say I have received the vaccine. Have you received any COVID-19 vaccine out of Costa Rica? I will say yes. There is a note indicating that the information provided is strictly for the country's authorities. Country where the vaccine was received, let's say Canada. Type of vaccine, Pfizer. Number of doses received, 2. The date the vaccine was received, let's say June 25th. The second dose, July 25th. In this section, upload proof of vaccination. You will need to click. Now appears this little box. You will tap to select a file and attach under the form of a PDF or the form of a JPEG file the proof of your vaccination. The file appears and accept. Now let's continue. So since travel insurance is not required when traveling to Costa Rica because you have received the vaccine, so the next section now has to do with travel insurance. Since you have received the vaccine, travel insurance is now not mandatory in Costa Rica. But there is a question, do you need to upload an acquired travel insurance? You will simply click no because you have received your vaccine. The last portion here is a disclaimer. I commit to contacting the appropriate health services and comply with lockdown measures at my hotel, accommodation, or place of residence as indicated by the health authorities. Click the sworn declaration. Then, very simply, here at the bottom of the page, click Generate QR Code. And here we are, pass completed, saying all the information provided has been received. Present your QR code to the airline before boarding and to the immigration officer upon arrival in Costa Rica. Now, if I continue, and here it is, amigos, appearing is my famous QR code. I am now free to travel to Costa Rica. So now we've just demonstrated what needed to be completed by those people who have received the COVID-19 vaccine. So now let's have a look at the section that applies to those people who have not yet received the vaccine. So now let's go back to the section where it says travel insurance. The first question that will be asked is travel insurance company. Click on travel insurance company. Here, amigos, we have several choices. Some of them insurance companies from Costa Rica, Grupo INS, Sahicor, or the Blue Cross Blue Shield, policies recommended by the government of Costa Rica. But you also have the option to choose the insurance of your choice at an international level. So click International if that is the case. Now let's complete the section related to travel insurance companies. Remember, we've chosen International. Remember, we've mentioned before that your insurance coverage needs to cover the entire time of your stay in Costa Rica. So let's say, for example, we're arriving August 24th. We're staying for a whole month. So we do have the start date and the end date. Now, just like we've done in the section where we've uploaded the proof of vaccination, in this section we need to upload the insurance file to validate. Click on the field, choose the file in question, click Accept. Now once the file is uploaded, head down to the bottom of the page to the section called Sworn Declaration. 2 boxes to click here. I declare that I have acquired an insurance policy. Click. The second portion, I commit to contacting the appropriate health services need be. Click. Once again, generate QR code, and boom, pass completed. Continue. And here it is again, amigos, your QR code. So there, amigos, we have just completed 2 examples of the Pase de Salud or the Health Pass. First, for those people who have received the vaccine, and secondly, for those people who will be entering Costa Rica with mandatory COVID-19 insurance because they haven't received the vaccine. I hope this video was useful and practical, and we hope to see you in Costa Rica very soon. Let me provide you with this final note. Amigos, we are happy to welcome you back to Costa Rica. During your time here, always remember that you are a guest. As the country opens its wonders to you, please remember to respect the measures Costa Ricans have in place to combat the current pandemic. Make this a memorable visit by keeping yourself and those around you safe at all times. Pura vida from Pepito. Gracias, thank you for watching, y hasta luego.